Hi everybody, it's Tommy and this is Tommy's First Cup. It's been it's been about a year since I've done one of these. I was going to try and be like, "Oh, it's only been 11 and a half months." Last time I checked, it was about September 23rd-ish, 2022. So yeah, it's been about a year. The running joke has always been I did say I would do this some morning, so I am getting under the year mark, so it's some mornings. But if you're watching this, thank you for joining me for my first cup of coffee. Um, yeah, I just on a whim was like, I get up early. Maybe I can't do this as frequently as I would like, but maybe once a week on the weekends when there's less pressure to go to work. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to come on and fill you guys in on what's been going on with me this past year. My grandmother had a lot of health issues back in the early spring, and she had to have emergency surgery. And then she was in rehab for about 6 weeks. So I was basically living at her house, taking care of her dogs, working, and moving all at the same time. So I did move in with Craig. My stuff was at his house for about 3 months before I was actually permanently here, because I was staying at my grandmother's when she was home from rehab. Um, just to make sure she got settled and she was back to normal. She was having physical therapy. She's okay now. She's still having physical therapy come to her house, but she's almost back to normal. So that's good news. Unfortunately, the podcast kind of suffered as far as frequency during this time. I was still trying to put out one every couple of weeks just to have something out there for you guys to listen to or watch. Um, we haven't really done lives often. I've been trying to record with friends on the weekend and edit it and get it out for you guys. So there's been a more frequent flow of episodes. Um, since June, I've been doing Port Charles with Angel, which has been a blast. I'm actually watching Port Charles consistently for the first time ever. So I'm enjoying that ride because I don't know anything that's going to happen until around Tainted Love. Because I did watch that back in the day. So we have more Port Charles coming. Eric and I just finished season 2 of Falcon Crest. So I have to edit a few of those episodes and I'll be getting those out. But just in time for spooky season, he and I discussed covering the Salem Strangler storyline from 1981 to 82. That's the storyline where Marlena was killed and fans stormed the studios, and Deirdre Hall had to actually come out and calm fans down. So that'll be fun because I know the big moments that people talk about all the time, but I've never actually seen the story. So it'll be fun to kind of go through that during spooky season. And lastly, what I have on the roster is we're bringing back the Abbey Scale, which is our Knots Landing segment, which we haven't done in maybe 3 or 4 months. Not because we don't want to, just because schedules and life. But yeah, we're going to be running one of those soon. We are, I think, in the middle of season 6. So I think we're doing season 6, episodes 16 through 18. We're only going to do 3 episodes. We're cutting it back. We're going to ease our way into it. But yeah, I'm excited to jump back into some of my favorite classic soaps. And if you guys have any suggestions of shows that you want to see us do, please leave it in the comments. You could find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps, so DM us. Also, let me know what you guys are watching. If you have any suggestions, like any current shows, with the writer's strike still going on, it's looking very bleak for the new fall season. So I've been just enjoying classic stuff that's like comfort food. It just feels like home. I watch a little bit of Melrose every once in a while, a little bit Beverly Hills 90210. I'm still watching Classic Bold since the beginning for about 2 years now, and I am about to wrap up 1993. I would love to cover that on the podcast again at some point. Um, I just saw Scotty Granger die, which I thought was very weird that they had a character that was a regular on Y&R for so many years, and then they bring him on for a guest stint for 2 weeks and kill him on a different show. I would love to have seen Y&R and seen how that was written into that show, because Lauren also came with him as a guest star. So it'd be interesting to see how she explained his death going back to Genoa City. Maybe one day I'll get to see that. Since I've lived with Kyle, who's been a guest on the podcast, I've begun to become addicted to some reality TV shows. Big Brother obviously is his number one, so I kind of become a fan of that over the last couple of years. I love Australian Survivor. Love, 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 love. I'm hoping another season's coming maybe in January. But I just finished The Traitors Australia, and that is my jam. Love The Traitors. Next, I'm going to be looking at The Traitors New Zealand. And then I heard rumblings that Canada's doing their very first Traitors, and I'm hoping by the time I watch all of this, it'll lead into America's Traitors, which you can watch on Peacock. I think it's a Peacock original. So I just woke up a little while ago, and I go on Twitter, and I saw the very, very sad news that Billy Miller passed away at such a young age, 43 years old. I don't really have a lot of history with the actor. I wasn't watching GH when he was on it, and I've only seen bits and pieces of him as Billy Abbott on Y&R. But he was a great actor, and I know he was loved by his coworkers. And my heart goes out to his family. I hope that they can find some solace in this. He was very young. They said he was on Ringer. I watched Ringer. He must have been a recurring character because I don't remember him on Ringer. And I didn't watch All My Children. I think that was the first soap he did. But yes, rest in peace to Billy Miller, and condolences to his family and friends and former colleagues. But yeah, going back to the podcast on a lighter note, next weekend will be another episode of Port Charles, and I'm going to start recording the Salem Strangler storyline with Eric. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And I promise, I will not go another year before I do another one of these. Until next time, I'll see you soon. I promise. Bye.